wandered into an antique shop, drawn in by the allure of forgotten treasures? What if the antiques you collected held more than just memories? What if they were vessels of something far more unsettling? In a quiet corner of a bustling town lies an unassuming antique shop, a place where time seems to stand still. This is not just a store, it's a repository of stories, some cherished, others best left untold. Here, the air is thick with the scent of aged wood and musty fabric, each item a silent witness to the lives it has touched. Yet, beneath this quaint exterior, a series of inexplicable events has transpired, drawing in the curious and the unwary alike. Our story begins with the shop's owner, a reclusive woman known only as Eleanor. With her enigmatic smile and piercing gaze, she welcomes all who enter but offers little of herself in return. The townsfolk whisper about her, some say she possesses an uncanny ability to know a person's deepest desires. Others claim she can see into their souls. It's said that Eleanor can peer beyond the surface, revealing hidden truths and long-buried secrets. She seems to know what you're looking for before you even step through the door. Yet, for those who linger too long, who delve too deeply into her world, the consequences can be dire. A series of mysterious disappearances have haunted the town, with each incident inexplicably linked to the antique shop. Those who dared to cross Eleanor's threshold have faced a tragic fate, leaving behind little more than whispers and unsolved mysteries. Take the case of Margaret Thompson, a local historian with a penchant for collecting. She had visited the shop in search of a specific relic, a journal belonging to a long-deceased town founder. Margaret emerged from the shop with a curious, leather-bound book, its pages filled with strange symbols and unsettling illustrations. That was the last time anyone saw her. The townspeople speculated for weeks, piecing together the last sightings of Margaret near the antique shop. Some claimed they saw Eleanor standing outside the shop, her gaze fixed on Margaret as she left, a knowing smile playing on her lips. Others swore they heard faint cries echoing from within the shop, but when they ventured inside, they found only silence and shadows. Reports of strange occurrences continued. Lights flickering in the dead of night, items moving on their own, and the unsettling sensation of being watched. Those who dared to inquire about Eleanor's shop would often find themselves engulfed in a thick fog of discomfort, unable to shake the feeling that they were unwelcome in this realm of the past. "I warned my kids to stay away from that place," he says, shaking his head. "You can't trust her. I don't care how nice she seems. There's something off about those antiques. They're not just old, they carry the weight of their histories, and not all of it is good. There's a reason she's alone, you know?" Tonight, we'll uncover the chilling tale of a young collector named Alex. Drawn by the promise of hidden treasures and enchanted by the allure of Eleanor's shop, Alex embarks on a journey that will blur the lines between reality and nightmare. As the story unfolds, we will witness not only the obsession with collecting but also the darkness that can accompany such desires. Inside, the air is thick with anticipation. Every corner reveals a new mystery, every shelf a potential treasure. But with each step, the sensation of unease grows stronger. The dim light casts eerie shadows, making it difficult to discern what lies within the depths of the shop. Each artifact seems to beckon, whispering stories of long-forgotten lives, urging Alex to explore deeper. As Alex wanders further, they stumble upon an ornate mirror framed in dark, twisted wood. The glass appears to ripple like water, reflecting not just Alex's image but something more, a flicker of movement behind them. The sudden chill in the air is unmistakable, as if the shop itself is holding its breath, waiting for what comes next. What lies behind the beautiful facade of Eleanor's shop? What secrets do the antiques guard so fiercely? Tonight, we peel back the layers of this story, revealing not only the tragedy that unfolds but the very nature of obsession, the human desire to possess, and the dangers that lie in the shadows, focusing on building tension and atmosphere in the antique shop. This segment maintains the suspenseful and immersive style of a documentary narrative, while incorporating sensory details and pacing to enhance the eerie ambience. As Alex stepped inside the shop, a small bell above the door tinkled softly, announcing their arrival to the dimly lit interior. The moment the door closed behind them, a profound silence enveloped the space. Shadows danced across the walls, flickering in the light of a few struggling candles scattered about, casting long, sinister shapes that seemed to crawl with life. The shop was a labyrinth of oddities, glass cases filled with intricate jewelry, cabinets overflowing with dusty tomes, and tables burdened by a haphazard assortment of porcelain dolls, each one more unsettling than the last. Their glassy eyes seemed to follow Alex as they moved, their expressions frozen in an eternal gaze that felt almost sentient. The air was thick with the musty smell of aged wood and fabric, a scent that clung to the back of the throat and sent shivers down the spine. Every breath felt heavy, as if the very air was saturated with the weight of forgotten memories. As Alex inhaled deeply, they could almost taste the remnants of history, rich and bittersweet. While the shop held an undeniable allure, there was something deeply unsettling about it, a feeling that perhaps not everything was as it seemed. Alex could hear the faint tinkling of glass, a sound that echoed through the quiet, accompanied by an unshakable sensation of being watched. It was as if the antiques themselves were alive, aware of their presence and scrutinizing their every move. Initially, curiosity propelled them forward. Each item spoke volumes of its past, a tarnished silver locket, a faded photograph, a hand-carved wooden toy. The beauty of these relics drew Alex in, igniting a sense of wonder and excitement. But as they delved deeper into the labyrinth, a sense of unease began to creep in, overshadowing their fascination. Then, without warning, a small figurine atop a nearby shelf toppled over, clattering to the floor. Startled, Alex glanced around, searching for the source of the disturbance, but found nothing amiss. Just shadows and silence. They shook their head, attributing it to a figment of their imagination, and continued their exploration. The deeper Alex ventured into the shop, the more the atmosphere shifted. A draft, cool and unsettling, wafted past them, carrying the faint scent of something floral mixed with decay. The flickering candlelight struggled to pierce the shadows, creating the illusion of movement within the dark corners of the shop. Suddenly, a whisper drifted through the air, so faint that it was almost imperceptible, yet it sent a wave of dread crashing over Alex. "Get out!" The voice seemed to plead, a chilling echo that faded just as quickly as it had arrived. Alex's heart raced, pounding in their chest like a warning drum. They turned to leave the back room, but the door seemed to resist, as if something unseen held it shut. In that moment of vulnerability, every instinct screamed for them to flee. Yet, some inexplicable force compelled them to stay, to uncover the mysteries that lay within this house of curiosities. Just then, a flicker of movement caught their eye, an object, a small music box, began to play by itself, the haunting melody echoing through the room. Alex's breath caught in their throat. The delicate notes filled the air, weaving a tapestry of nostalgia tinged with sorrow. It was a lullaby, one that seemed both familiar and foreign. As they watched, the box slowly opened, revealing a tiny ballerina spinning gracefully inside, her movements precise yet eerie. But something was wrong. The music held an unsettling discord that set Alex's teeth on edge. Suddenly, the music stopped, leaving an oppressive silence in its wake. Alex felt a cold sweat break out across their brow. The moment hung in the air, heavy and fraught with tension. Just then, a shadow darted past the edge of their vision, quick and fleeting. Alex whipped around, but nothing was there, only the oppressive darkness lurking just beyond the candlelight. Unbeknownst to them, Eleanor watched from a distance, her eyes glinting with an enigmatic intensity. As Alex met the gaze of their reflection in the mirror, they noticed something in the background, a fleeting figure, pale and gaunt, standing just beyond the glass. Was it their imagination, or was there truly someone there? The figure seemed to stretch its hand towards Alex, pleading silently for help. In that instant, Alex was gripped by a primal instinct to escape. The air turned thick with tension, as if the very walls were closing in around them. With trembling hands, they reached for the doorknob, determined to break free from the shop's unsettling grasp. But the moment they turned, a loud crash echoed through the shop, something heavy had fallen, reverberating through the stillness. Rattled, Alex hesitated, caught between the urge to flee and the magnetic pull of the unknown. What was it about this place that kept them entranced, even in the face of danger? What dark secrets lay hidden within the artifacts that filled the shelves? The answers felt just out of reach. This was only the beginning. With every passing moment, the shop seemed to come alive around them, the air thick with anticipation, as if waiting for the next act in this unfolding drama. The true horror of Eleanor's collection was about to be revealed, and Alex was teetering on the edge of a revelation that would change everything. In the heart of the shop, a heavy door stands slightly ajar, shadows pooling at its threshold, beckoning Alex to venture further. Each step feels like a plunge into the unknown, a decision to cross an invisible line into a realm where curiosity could very well become their undoing. Alex hesitates for a moment, recalling the stories of the town, the whispers of those who dared to enter Eleanor's sanctuary and never return the same. But the allure of the unknown is too potent, and Alex pushes the door open with a creak that reverberates through the still air. As Alex steps inside, the atmosphere shifts dramatically. The air feels colder, charged with a palpable energy that tingles on the skin. The room is dim, illuminated only by a single flickering bulb hanging overhead, casting eerie shadows that stretch and twist as if alive. This place feels different, more intimate, more personal. Each object seems to hold a memory, a fragment of someone's life, echoing with the stories of those who came before. Alex's gaze is drawn to a large, weathered trunk, its leather cracked and faded with age. Compelled by an irresistible curiosity, They kneel beside it, fingers brushing the surface, dust swirling in the dim light. What secrets lie within? With a deep breath, Alex lifts the latch, the sound echoing like a distant whisper in the silence. The lid creaks open, revealing a chaotic assortment of objects, a collection of letters tied with fraying ribbon, a rusted compass, and an unsettling array of small figurines, each one grotesque and haunting in its own right. As they sift through the contents, Alex discovers the letters tell a story of longing and desperation. They recount the tale of a young woman who sought Eleanor's help to reclaim her lost love, a man who had disappeared under mysterious circumstances after acquiring a peculiar artifact from the shop. Each letter reveals the woman's descent into madness, her increasing fixation on finding her beloved, culminating in the chilling final note that simply reads, "I'll do anything to have him back." The unsettling atmosphere intensifies as Alex glances around the room, the hairs on the back of their necks standing on end. They sense a presence lurking just beyond their sight, a feeling that they are not alone. Shadows dart in the corners of their vision, and the whispers that once felt like figments of their imagination now feel more pronounced, echoing through the silence. Just as the tension reaches its peak, a loud thud echoes from somewhere in the shop, causing Alex to jump to their feet, heart pounding. What was that? Their instincts scream at them to leave, but curiosity, an insatiable need to uncover the truth, anchors them in place. The stories of the townsfolk, the missing collectors, the cursed artifacts swirl in Alex's mind, creating a storm of fear and fascination. Determined to push through their apprehension, Alex gathers their courage and heads towards the source of the noise. As they navigate the narrow aisles, the shadows seem to thicken, the air growing heavier with each step. They pass a display case filled with exquisite jewelry, the gemstones sparkling ominously in the low light, each piece holding the promise of beauty but whispering warnings of danger. Then, their eyes are drawn to a stunning necklace adorned with an intricately carved pendant. The craftsmanship is breathtaking, but a chill runs down Alex's spine as they recall the local legend, a tale of a cursed piece of jewelry that brought nothing but misfortune to its owners. They remember the story of the woman who wore it to a gala, only to disappear that very night, her laughter echoing in the halls one moment, and silence falling the next. The necklace lay heavy with history, beckoning yet foreboding. Feeling the weight of their surroundings, Alex glances around once more, the oppressive feeling intensifying. With every tick of the clock on the wall, a sense of urgency builds. They need to find answers. Why had they come here? What were they truly seeking? Was it the thrill of the chase or something deeper, a connection to the past that transcended the boundaries of time? Then, out of the corner of their eye, a movement catches Alex's attention. A shadow flits across the wall, too quick to be real, yet too tangible to dismiss. Heart racing, Alex takes a step back, their breath hitching in their throat. The weight of the shop's history settles over them like a shroud, and for the first time, they feel the true gravity of the stories surrounding Eleanor's collection. On a small table, they notice an artifact that hadn't caught their attention before, a small, intricately designed key. It glimmers faintly, beckoning with a promise of unlocking secrets long buried. Alex feels an inexplicable urge to pick it up, and as their fingers close around the cool metal, a jolt of energy surges through them. It was as if the key resonated with something deep within, a connection to the past, a bond forged in mystery. "You found it," a soft, melodic voice speaks from the shadows, pulling Alex from their reverie. The voice is familiar, yet unsettling, Eleanor herself, emerging from the darkness, her presence both captivating and unnerving. She steps forward, her face partially illuminated by the flickering light, revealing an expression that dances between wisdom and something darker. That key has a history of its own. It's not just a relic, it's a gateway. The weight of her words lingers in the air, and Alex feels a rush of exhilaration mixed with dread. Who was this woman, and what did she mean by gateway? What secrets lay hidden in the depths of this shop, waiting for someone brave enough to unlock them? As the atmosphere crackles with an energy that feels both electric and oppressive, Alex stands on the precipice of revelation, teetering between the thrill of discovery and the lurking horror that binds them to this place. The antique shop is no longer just a collection of objects, it has become a living entity, breathing in the echoes of the past and whispering the secrets of those who dared to delve too deeply. With the key in hand and Eleanor watching with an inscrutable expression, Alex realizes they are no longer just a curious collector, they are part of a much larger narrative, one that weaves through time and mystery, beckoning them to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. Alex's first visit to the shop had been a chance encounter, one that felt almost fated. They had stumbled upon the place while wandering through the historic district, the faded sign swinging gently in the wind, the name Eleanor's Antiques barely visible through layers of grime. With a sense of adventure in their heart, Alex stepped inside, greeted by the musty aroma of aged wood and the soft chime of a bell above the door. The moment Alex crossed the threshold, they were enveloped by a feeling of unease. The shop was a treasure trove of peculiar items, vintage typewriters, delicate porcelain figurines, and dusty gramophones. Each artifact seemed to whisper its own story, yet the air felt heavy, charged with a tension that made the hairs on the back of their necks stand on end. As Alex's eyes darted around the room, they caught sight of Eleanor for the first time. Eleanor was striking, her presence both comforting and disquieting. She seemed to embody the shop itself, beautiful yet unsettling, like an antique with a dark history. "Welcome, dear," she said, her voice smooth as velvet. "I see you have a penchant for the past." There was an uncanny familiarity in her tone, as if she could see through Alex's soul, recognizing their curiosity and desire for connection. Despite the foreboding atmosphere, Alex felt drawn to Eleanor, compelled to explore this hidden corner of the world. But as they roamed the aisles, they couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. Odd occurrences began to unravel, a sense of strangeness surrounding each visit. Objects seemed to shift positions when Alex wasn't looking, and whispers echoed in the corners, leaving them questioning their own sanity. Over the following weeks, Alex found themselves returning to the shop more frequently, each visit a mix of exhilaration and trepidation. The allure of the antiques was undeniable, yet they could feel the weight of the shop's secrets pressing down on them. It was during one such visit that Alex noticed a peculiar behavior in Eleanor. The older woman's demeanor fluctuated, one moment she was warm and inviting, the next she seemed distant, her eyes darkening as if haunted by memories long buried. One fateful afternoon, Alex discovered an ornate mirror tucked away in a shadowy corner. As they peered into its depths, they noticed a strange inscription etched along the frame, words that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. "The truth lies within the reflection." An inexplicable pull drew them closer, and for a fleeting moment, Alex felt as though the mirror was calling to them, promising revelations beyond imagination. It was a temptation that sparked both curiosity and dread, igniting an internal conflict that simmered beneath the surface. But Alex's obsession with the shop didn't go unnoticed. Their friend Sarah, a pragmatic soul, leaned across the table, her brow furrowed. "You need to be careful, Alex. I've heard things about that place. People have gone missing after buying things from Eleanor. It's like the antiques have a mind of their own." Her voice trembled with concern, and for a moment, doubt crept into Alex's mind. Despite Sarah's warnings, Alex brushed off her concerns, believing they were just stories meant to frighten the faint-hearted. But as the days passed, the unease grew, the whispers becoming clearer, taunting them in the dead of night. Was there truth to Sarah's words? Could the antiques hold a darker power? The line between reality and the supernatural blurred, and Alex found themselves caught in a web of intrigue and fear. During one particular visit, as Alex examined a delicate china set, a sudden chill swept through the room. Eleanor watched with an intensity that made Alex's skin crawl. "Some things are best left alone, dear," she warned softly, a glimmer of something dangerous lurking in her eyes. Yet the words only fueled Alex's desire to uncover the truth. What secrets did this woman hide? What was she protecting? Drawn back to the mirror, Alex felt a sense of urgency, a need to decipher the mystery before them. The truth lies within the reflection. What truth awaited them? With each visit, they felt themselves teetering on the brink, caught in a dance with fate, unaware of the darkness that loomed just beyond the veil. One fateful night, Alex decided to take a chance. They couldn't resist the allure of the mirror any longer, believing it held the answers they sought. After a lengthy search, they chose to purchase a small, ornate trinket that caught their eye, thinking it might appease Eleanor's scrutiny. As Alex stepped up to the counter, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. Eleanor's expression darkened, and a chilling smile curled her lips. "Are you sure you want to take that home, dear?" she asked, her voice a low, haunting melody. In that moment, Alex felt an undeniable sense of dread wash over them. It was as if Eleanor had crossed into a realm of malevolence, her true nature surfacing just beneath the surface. Before Alex could reach the door, Eleanor's voice rose, echoing off the walls. "You don't understand what you're doing. You're tampering with forces you can't comprehend." The words hung in the air, laden with warning and fear. The shadows in the room deepened, swirling like smoke, and the temperature dropped sharply. Alex felt an icy grip around their heart, the reality of the situation crashing down upon them. "What are you talking about?" Alex stammered, their voice trembling. But Eleanor stepped closer, her face now contorted with something resembling fury. "You think these antiques are mere objects? They hold souls, lost, wandering, yearning for release. You're not just a collector, you're a vessel for their despair." In that moment, Alex realized the horrifying truth. The antiques were cursed, each one a vessel for the souls of those who had come before. The realization hit like a thunderclap, and panic surged within them. Eleanor wasn't just an antique dealer, she was a collector of souls, a keeper of secrets that had been buried for far too long. As Eleanor advanced, Alex's instincts kicked in. Heart pounding, they bolted for the door, the trinket clutched tightly in their hand. But the shop felt alive, the darkness closing in, making it impossible to escape. "You can't leave with that," Eleanor screamed, her voice echoing like a siren in the night. "It belongs to them." Fear coursed through Alex as they stumbled toward the door, the weight of the shop's history pulling them back, an invisible tether anchoring them to the darkness. They could hear the whispers growing louder, feel the cold breath of the trapped souls surrounding them, and see the shadows stretch toward them as if they were alive. Just as Alex reached for the handle, a surge of energy erupted, knocking them back against a display case. The trinket slipped from their grasp, clattering to the floor, and for a brief moment, time stood still. Alex's heart raced as they lay there, dazed and terrified, realizing they had crossed a threshold from which there might be no return. Alex's heart raced as they struggled to regain their composure, the echoes of Eleanor's voice ringing in their ears. The world felt surreal, and time seemed to stretch endlessly. Finally, fueled by sheer instinct and a desperate desire for freedom, they pushed themselves up from the cold, hard floor. With a surge of adrenaline, Alex bolted toward the door, fear driving them forward as if the very air around them was charged with malevolence. Just as the darkness seemed to reach out, grasping at Alex's ankles, they flung open the door, the bell above it ringing frantically. The cool night air hit their face like a slap, revitalizing their senses. Alex stumbled onto the cobblestone street, panting heavily, their mind racing with disbelief. Had it all been real? Had they truly escaped? Behind them, the shop loomed like a specter, its windows dark and empty, the door swinging slowly shut as if bidding farewell to a long-lost customer. Yet, Alex could feel the weight of those memories pressing down, heavy like a shroud, suffocating and oppressive. They had narrowly escaped, but the shadows of that place clung to them, refusing to be shaken off. Back at home, the haunting memories replayed in their mind like a broken record. Every corner of their room seemed tainted by the encounter, the mundane objects taking on an eerie quality. As they lay in bed that night, staring at the ceiling, Alex couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Was it just the remnants of fear or something far more sinister? Questions swirled in Alex's mind. Was Eleanor truly a collector of souls? Were the antiques cursed, or was it all a product of their overactive imagination? The line between reality and illusion blurred, and sleep eluded them as they tossed and turned, caught in a web of fear and uncertainty. Days turned into weeks, yet the experience haunted Alex like a ghost refusing to rest. They tried to move on, but the unease remained, creeping into their daily life. The reflection in the mirror now held a deeper meaning, one that whispered secrets just out of reach. They could feel the weight of the trinket they had intended to buy, still tucked away in the recesses of their mind, like a ghost waiting to be released. One evening, while cleaning their room, Alex stumbled upon an old box of antiques they had collected over the years. They had always regarded these items with affection, each one a cherished piece of history. But as they unearthed a dusty figurine, a sense of dread washed over them. Could it be that the antiques were intertwined with Eleanor's cursed collection? Could the souls she spoke of be trapped in their presence? Just as they pondered this, a chill swept through the room, and the lights flickered ominously. Alex's heart raced as they glanced toward the mirror, where shadows danced just beyond their reflection. In that moment, they realized, the experiences they had faced were far from over. The antiques might continue to haunt them, whether through whispers in the night or flickering lights, each artifact carrying the weight of its past. Suddenly, the doorbell rang, jolting Alex from their thoughts. With a mixture of apprehension and curiosity, they moved toward the door. Who could it be at this hour? The possibilities raced through their mind, each one more terrifying than the last. Was it Eleanor, come to reclaim what was hers? Or perhaps another visitor with their own dark secrets? The haunting memories would never truly fade, they were now part of Alex's life. As they stood on the threshold, the door creaked open, inviting an uncertain future. Alex's journey was just beginning, a haunting echo of choices made, and paths yet to tread. What awaited them beyond that door? Only time would tell, but one thing was certain. The antiques were far from silent, and their stories were ready to unfold. As the door creaked open, inviting uncertainty into Alex's life, we paused to reflect on the unsettling journey we've just witnessed. This tale of Eleanor and the cursed antiques leaves us with many questions, not just for Alex but for you, our viewers. What would you do if you stumbled upon an antique that called to you, just as it did for Alex? Would you dare to take it home, risking the shadows that might follow? Or would you heed the warnings and walk away, leaving the secrets behind? Take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your experiences, your fears, and what you believe the fate of Alex might be. Could it have been a mere figment of imagination, or is there a darker truth lurking just beyond the veil? While you ponder that, don't forget to show your support. If you enjoyed this chilling tale and want to hear more stories that explore the unknown, be sure to like this video. Share it with your friends and family. Who knows what secrets might be hiding in their attics or basements. Subscribe to our channel to stay updated on our latest spine-tingling narratives, where we dive deep into the shadows and uncover the tales that chill to the bone. With each new story, we explore the edges of reality, where fear resides and the unimaginable comes to life. Remember, every like, share, and subscription helps us bring you more hair-raising stories that keep you on the edge of your seat. So, what will it be? Will you venture further into the dark with us? Join us next time as we unravel more mysteries, more encounters with the unknown. Until then, stay curious and cautious. The world is filled with antiques, some may hold memories, while others may hold much darker secrets.